Hi everybody, welcome back. I am going to make another recipe for my cookbook, EmLeeCooks, Southern Inspired Favorites and Pastas. And I'm actually going to make a pasta today. Last time I didn't make a pasta, we're making a pasta now. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do the prawn pappardelle, a really good, creamy, almost kind of like Alfredo style pasta with shrimps and spinach. Mushrooms, can't beat it. The really good stuff, you know, like, at least my favorites when it comes to pasta. Very simple. I already have all my vegetables prepped for this whole thing. I have my mushrooms. All I did for the mushrooms was I just diced them up, very simple. When you buy your mushrooms, they tend to be quite dirty and you don't really want to get them wet because they absorb the water. So what I like to do is I like to just get a paper towel and go ahead and blop off that dirt off of there, take the stem out and go ahead and dice them all up into nice little slivers. You just want a cup of those so that way it'd be a very good, nice portion for it. Also, I did the same thing with the yellow onion. I love yellow onion in this dish because it has a nice little mild sweetness to it. So I just got my yellow onion and diced it up, just half of it. Now the recipe does call for a small yellow onion, but I just used a little portion from a large yellow onion. It also calls for grated cheese, which I have here. It also calls for 2 cups of spinach, which I have 2 cups of spinach here. I already have the shrimp prepared. What I did is following the recipe, I just seasoned it with Old Bay. I also put a little bit of paprika and garlic powder in here as well. You can do whatever you want when it comes to your shrimp for how you season it, but for this recipe, it just calls for Old Bay. Always season as you go. So I have black pepper that I'm going to use. Salt as well. So now that the mushrooms and onions are going, we're going to go ahead and add our shrimp in, okay? This is a great step to go ahead and add them in because they get to soak up the flavors of the onions and the mushrooms. So now we're just going to let the shrimp soak up the flavors of everything, okay? Okay, so the shrimp is done. The mushrooms have cooked down. The onions have caramelized. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead and transfer this over to the side. And with the same pot, we're going to make our sauce from it. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and make the sauce for this. Now, this has just a very few simple ingredients, a very simple cream sauce. I got heavy cream. We have spinach, garlic. Now, the recipe does call for 2 cloves of chopped garlic, but baby, all I got is the minced garlic right now. So it's gonna come together very quick, so get ready, all right? So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna add some butter in here. So the butter is a very important part of your recipe when it comes to making a cream dish pasta because the butter is what creates the fat binding, almost like a glue. So when you add your heavy cream in and you add your cheese in afterwards, it helps it create a sauce instead of separate. This butter is going to act like a glue and help it all just bind together very well. I'm going to go ahead and add the garlic in as well. I don't want to get my garlic too brown in this butter sauce, so what I'm going to go ahead and do now is go ahead and add the cream in to help create our sauce for it. So from here, I'm going to add my Parmesan cheese in. Most of it, not all of it. Just a little bit so I can have some for garnish. All right, so I have my sauce going here now. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and add my pappardelle pasta in. I'm going to go ahead and add it into the sauce, okay? This is going to help start thickening up the sauce, even after the cheese that we added in as well. It's going to help start thickening it up because the pasta still has starch inside of it. Now we will add our pasta water to this as well if we need it. And at this point, we're also going to go ahead and add the spinach in there as well. Now for 2 cups, I'm just going to use 2 handfuls of spinach for this. Now for this final step, I'm just going to go ahead and add back in our shrimp, onions, and mushroom mixture. Y'all, this is the pasta. Garnish it with some Parmesan cheese. Oh my goodness. Let's give it all a taste. Mmm. Mmm. Shrimp. Mmm. Go check this recipe out. Prawn Pappardelle of my cookbook, EmLeeCooks, Southern Inspired Favorites and Pastas. Y'all, these are great recipes in here. Check them out. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this video. Or in the comments below. Tell me what you think about this recipe and if you want to check it out. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.